Good afternoon. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. And for our next EOS talk, we have Gil Blander, who is the founder and CSO at Segterra. And for his talk, he's going to focus on using select biomarkers as a metric to evaluate and achieve optimal health and performance. So with that, please join me in welcoming Dr. Gil Blander.
My name is Gil Blander, founder and chief scientific officer at Segterra, the company that brought you InsideTracker. A bit about myself. I graduated from the Weizmann Institute of Science with a PhD in biology and then became postdoctoral scholar at MIT at the laboratory of Leonard Garuente for the study of aging. InsideTracker was founded by a leading scientist, physician, exercise physiologist, and nutritionist from Harvard, MIT, and Tufts University. It's a one-of-a-kind science-based platform that not only gives you information about your blood biochemistry, but also giving you some tangible recommendation how to improve your performance using a simple interventions such as food, supplement, exercise, and lifestyle changes. Professional sport organizations face the following challenges. They would like to reduce injuries and illness, increase career longevity, and increase performance. Today, the sports science breaks down performance into two distinct research and applied fields, biomechanics and biochemistry. We would like to integrate those two fields to a one integrated approach. To optimize your body, it is necessary to know what is happening inside your body and how your biometrics can affect your athletic performance. In order to do that, we developed a battery of 20 distinct biomarkers that are connected directly to performance. Today, I will show you 3 examples of those. Iron status, which related very strongly to endurance, creatine kinase, which is a marker of muscle degradation, and vitamin D, which is a marker of muscle performance. So let's start with the first one. 12% of male athletes have iron deficiency. Iron deficiency can cause decreased endurance, decrease of end-of-season performance and playoff, increased risk of anemia and other health issues, and increased risk of muscle and joint injury from fatigue. Here we can see an example of a peer-reviewed publication that look at the amount of iron in the blood of elite athletes. What they found that in those elite athletes, all of them had low amount of iron. So they divided them to 2 groups. The blue groups got iron supplementation, and the red group got placebo or sugar pill. As you can see, 4 weeks after the addition of the supplementation, the group that got the iron supplementation significantly increased the amount of iron, while the group that got the placebo or the sugar pill stay in the same low level. But not only they increase the level of the iron in the blood, they also increase significantly their performance, while the control group stay with a low performance. So from that, we can learn a few things. First of all, if you have low iron, you compromise your athletic performance. If you have low iron and you take iron supplementation, a very simple intervention, you can increase your performance. In addition, if you take iron supplementation, not surprisingly, you will increase the level of iron in your blood. So as I showed you before, prediction allows for smarter intervention. And the intervention are very simple. You can take iron-rich food, iron supplementation, or alternate training options. In the left part of this slide, you can see a real screenshot of an InsideTracker customer. And you can see that at the screening, he had low iron, and we gave him a recommendation for supplementation, and a month later, he got into his optimal zone. I just want to emphasize about this optimal zone because that's something that is completely unique to InsideTracker. We develop a zone that is good for each of the athletes, and that's based on his demographic information, on his age, gender, ethnicity, athletic activity, and this zone is specific for each athlete. So you might have a completely different optimized zone than me. So the second example is creatine kinase. Creatine kinase is a marker of muscle degradation. Creatine kinase is a protein that localizes in the muscle, and when the muscle is injured, creatine kinase leaked into the bloodstream and stayed there. So there is a nice correlation between the amount of creatine kinase in your blood and the amount of muscle damage that you have. High creatine kinase can cause increased inflammation, muscle cramping, faster onset of fatigue following training, slow recovery from training, and increased likelihood of injuries. Here we can see another example from peer-reviewed publication. And in this case, they look at 128 professional soccer players in Brazil during the training season. What they did, they measured the amount of creatine kinase in the blood and found that 90% of them had less than 900 units per liter of creatine kinase in the blood. So they decided to bench all the players that had more than 900. Surprisingly, one of those players sneaked in and played. Obviously, this player was injured. So from that, we can learn that creatine kinase is a very good marker for injury, and sport organizations should be very careful to measure their athletes for the amount of creatine kinase in order to know whether they are prone to injuries or not. Again, prediction allows for smarter intervention, and again, the interventions are very simple. Increase protein feeding, adjust training load, nutrient timing, and alternate training option. And again, you can see here an example of a real InsideTracker customer. He had a high creatine kinase, and when we gave him the recommendation, after a month of follow-up, he decreased the creatine kinase and went inside his optimal zone. The last example is vitamin D. More than half of the athletes have low vitamin D, and African American have even higher percentages of low vitamin D, and the reason of that is that they have their skin is much darker than light-skinned athletes, and it's take them like more than 10 times of sun exposure to get the same amount of vitamin D than light-skinned athlete. Vitamin D is a very important marker, and low vitamin D can cause a lot of problems, including increases incidence of depression, greater risk of bone stress fracture, higher BMI, muscle weakness, longer reaction time, impaired coordination, and slower performance. Again, prediction can allow for smarter intervention, and to correct vitamin D is fairly easy. Increase sun exposure, just be careful not to expose them too long because that can cause skin cancer. Increase vitamin D feeding and supplementation with vitamin D. And again, you can see an example of real InsideTracker customer. He got iron supplementation, and he significantly increased the amount of vitamin D in his blood and got to his personal range. So today, athletes are willing to inject their bodies with drug to get an advantage. So why not withdraw information from your body, basically withdraw some blood, and improve the performance naturally by simple interventions such as food, supplement, exercise, and lifestyle changes. So that's what was the idea behind InsideTracker, and we decided to develop it. And I would like to show you a free screenshot from the InsideTracker offering. So here you can see the dashboard of InsideTracker, and you can see that, actually maybe I will move here. You can see that in the left panel, you can see the amount of the graph that show what's happening with these specific customers. And you can see that we have 5 different. Oh, no reception. So here you can see the InsideTracker dashboard, and you can see several time points of these customers. And you can see that at the beginning he had the right amount of vitamin D, and with time the vitamin D decay. And the reason for that is that the winter came, and usually during the winter we are getting much less vitamin D from the sun. So we recommend him a specific intervention. And you can see that with time, he increased back the vitamin D and is almost in his optimal zone. The second part of the InsideTracker offering in the dashboard is explanation, what does it mean? Because most of us doesn't know what does it mean to have low vitamin D. So we are giving to our customers a lot of information about what does it mean to have low vitamin D. And each piece of information is derived from scientific peer review publication that you can click on and read the paper. And the last part is showing you what are the interventions that you can use. So you can use food that is rich with vitamin D, and you can use other interventions, including supplement, exercise, and lifestyle changes. Again, when you click on it, you can go to the original paper. And in this example, vitamin and mineral status, effect on physical performance. So if you would like to, you can read the paper. The second part of the InsideTracker offering is the food database. For each of those markers that is out of balance, we are giving the athlete around 20 food items that he can eat either more or less in order to improve his performance. In this example, he has low vitamin D, so we need to increase the amount of food that is high with vitamin D, such as fatty fish, cereal, and fish oil. The last part is the individual nutrition. So we build an algorithm that can calculate how many calories each athlete should consume based on his demographic information, age, gender, weight, athletic activity. So we can tell him exactly, in this case, this athlete should consume 2,200 calories. And then we are giving him a daily menu that allow him to fix all the markers that are off at once. So basically, if you will follow step by step this daily menu, you will fix all the markers at once. But more than that, the athlete can come and say, oh, I don't like turkey. He can click on a button, and it will change the turkey to another food options. So basically, he can customize it and get the food that he likes, that is good for him, and is going to fix all the markers at once. I don't go into that deeply, but everyone that would like to, I can show you a demo later. So I just want to say that we don't see InsideTracker as a standalone solution. It's part of a big solution that include other training tools, such as heart rate and other. And we would like to integrate InsideTracker to those tools and have an environment that the trainer, coach, and the manager can basically monitor the athlete and see what is happening and see whether indeed the change in the blood also changed or improved the athletic activity. So what I showed you today is we think that it's a smart solution, and the reason that it's smart because it includes screening, measuring, analyze, react, and track. Screen, we evaluate the body immediately. Measure, we acquire and organize data. Analyze, we reveal pattern and trends. React, we solve specific problem with a simple intervention, as I explained to you, food, supplement, exercise, and lifestyle changes. And track, we monitor continuously and build a database. So thank you so much.